everybody, and welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Naomi, the Brickanista here in Seattle, and today we have a very cool show. As you know, I have been streaming usually on Sundays, and for the month of November and December, I had to move to Saturday because I have some things I have to do at work. And this was great because I've been wanting to get these guests on my show for a while, but because they're in the UK, usually my streaming time is a little too late. And because of that, we were able to shift it to 12 o'clock today. So this is a different time than my usual schedule, but it is so worth it. And oh, look, Matthew Builds Bricks is in the chat. Hi, how are you? Great to see you. And speaking of UK, Matthew Builds Bricks is in the UK, and coming all the way from the UK, our two special guests today are Chris and Jayden Challis. Hey,
hello.
How are you? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. And as many of you know that I have been doing a variety of interviews, and I have been talking with Chris for a long time. I think it's coming on 2 years now that I've wanted to interview you. And one of the reasons why we know each other is that we both follow a group of builders called Tricky Bricks, who were season 1 contestants of Lego Masters US. And that's how we met. And that's also how I met Matthew Builds Bricks. And I'm glad you and Sally are watching. Great. Fantastic. And this is probably a good time because the UK, you're 8 hours ahead. And I'm so excited to have you. Finally, I know it takes a long time sometimes, but we finally made it happen. And actually, the timing is really good because Chris and Jayden, both of them, were selected to be people, real life people, as part of the promotion of 90 years of play for Lego. And the other reason why I wanted to have Chris on the show is that he's also a Guinness World Record holder for the most number of bricks, interlocking bricks, I should say, stacked within 1 minute with one hand. So we'll talk through that in a little bit. And Matthew says, hello, Chris and Jayden. Good to see you. And little Scrap is here too. Hey, John, how's it going? So I wanted to, first of all, let's have a close-up. Let's take a look at Chris and Jayden. And why don't you introduce yourselves a little bit about who you are and what brought you into Lego?
Go on, Jayden. You go first. Come on, move over. Come on.
So firstly, when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
I used to play some toys that
Some wars.
So when I was maybe 6 or I don't know what age it is.
Yeah.
I used to play Hot Wheels.
But
then now
it's Lego.
Now it's Lego.
And then when I came older, I played Lego, and then everything, and then all of a sudden everything changed my life. So I just built
one of the big things was that a relative of my mum's gave Jayden a Duplo table that you sat, put your legs through it, went over your legs, and it had two big boxes over there. And after that, he went mad.
That's all it took.
That's all it. And he's still got that, and he won't get rid of it because he.
Don't get rid of your Duplo.
But
trust me, I have Duplo. In fact, I have a Duplo piece here. So I'm going to have a show specifically about Duplo because there are adult artists, also known as AFODs, adult fans of Duplo, who only create in Duplo. It's don't get rid of them. Don't get rid of your Duplo.
But yeah.
So Jayden is 9, right? Or has he celebrated a birthday since the ad?
You can tell him when your birthday is. When's your birthday, Jayden? Come, get your head up.
23rd of December.
Oh, really? So
yeah,
pretty soon.
He should have been a Christmas Day baby, but he came early. So
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. That's actually better because then you have the day all to yourself.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Awesome.
But yeah. So yeah, he's 9, and me, I'm 42.
Where you're 42 according to the ad.
Yes, I am still 42. Yes,
What I can do is let me show people the ad real fast, and then you can see how it was nice that they put you two together. You have a really cool pose. So let me share this with everybody. So there's the ad that was put together by the Lego group. And you can see the two of you are just so cute here. It's very, very endearing. And they did put your ages on there. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit because I know that, oops. So I'm using, actually, maybe I shouldn't do this because I am, usually Remy is the person who does all of my, yeah, I'm just going to leave it as is because I think oh, look at that. I just peeled you off. That's another function. I masked you for the promo ad. Here's the promo ad. So you see how this is just the two of you, and actually we can see this 9 years of play, 42 years of play for you and the two of you. Okay, so let's go back to this. And like I said, sorry about my clunkiness here.
yeah,
I'm still a new streamer too. So
I've, as you said, 42 years of play. I have probably I was probably younger than Jayden when I first got my first Lego back in the 80s. So, and I've I had my dark times. I had my got rid of it all because I needed the money when I was like just before I went to university. I sold
right. That's what's known as your dark age.
Dark age, and let's say some of the sets would make you cry now. That it's like I can never get them back because I just they were just
right.
But yeah,
it's hard.
Yes, and it's hard, and there is photos, and then like basically about a couple of years before Jayden was born, I bought one set again, and then it steamrolled, and it's basically, and I'm still here, there, do it, and then certain things happened along the way. The world record was very strange, and then I just did bits and pieces, applied for this, filled in this, and
yeah, we'll talk about the world record in just a second, but I'm curious about how was the process for you to be selected for the 90 years of play? Did you have an interview, or did they seek you out, or did you apply, or how did that work?
It was literally just a application on online. They were looking for people, and they went put on who you were, a bit of history, and why you think you should be chosen. And I basically put this. I put myself. I've done it for years. I'm the world record holder. I said Lego's been a part of my life for years, a part of my son's life, who's helped has helped Jayden. As some people might know that Jayden is autistic, and it really has helped him. As Lego has helped a lot of people to build and construct and chill and stuff like that. And it was
to focus
basically, and
150.
It was 150 words if I remember rightly, and filled it in one day. Sent a few photographs, thinking, nah, never gonna get it. No way. And then one day, turned on my computer, opened up my emails, and it was like, "You've been chosen." And it was like, "Oh, okay."
So when you got the email, they wanted to interview you first, right? Or did they just say you're on?
No, they said you're just on. We like your photographs. We like your story.
Wow.
And they said this was from Lego, and then they said we'll be putting you in touch with the advertising agency who did the photographs to arrange where to where to go. And
Right.
next minute it was like came about, and literally I said to Jayden, his mum, and I said, we're going to London. We had to go one afternoon after school, and that's what happened. I don't know where he's disappeared to. He's probably gone somewhere.
And I agree with Little Scrap. It's like, that's amazing that it's so cool that it was like just like that. You didn't have to go through like a bunch of interviews, and maybe who knows. It seems interesting that the way they recruit for Lego Masters, the TV show, is very different than how they recruit for some other promo pieces. And I'm just kind of curious about, so you got the notice, and did they pay your way to get to London? Because you're in southeast or southeast, right, of the UK?
Yeah, I could say myself is north of London. We're about 30 miles north of London. So
okay.
If anybody in America knows London, if you look at Luton Airport and Stansted Airport, which are like north of London, they are London airports, but they're not really London. They're about 30 miles out. I'm between the two of them.
Okay.
So literally,
so it was very easy for you to get to the London studio, or was this a London Lego office?
No, it was a company called Ranking Group. And if anybody knows their photography, Rankin is actually probably one of the most important photographers, and the guy himself was actually there who took the photographs. He's like, does a lot of stuff for loads of different advertising agencies and stuff like that, and it was like very important. And we went to, they said, right, get to London, you can claim your expenses back, and basically it'd probably take you, half an hour, 40 minutes to we want you. And that's what we did. So we went I picked him up from school, jumped on the local on a train, took about 40 minutes, then basically got lost.
We have a story about you getting lost too.
Yeah.
Because we have a special photo.
Yeah, we went into a place called Kentish Town, which is a suburb of London, and got lost. And as we got there for the photo shoot, and as you probably know, they met these two guys,
Amy and Matt. So for those of you who don't know, these are two designers at Lego. Amy is very popular because she is on the Lego Masters US show. And then Matt is one of the key head designers. I think he's like the VP or the executive VP. Is that right?
Executive. I think he's VP of a lot of stuff, and he's a lot of the CMFs, and he was behind everyone. He's awesome set.
Yes.
Instrumental in the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Queer Eye for the in a Queer Eye set and stuff like that.
The Queer Eye set, and everyone is awesome. And then here's a picture with you, and you can see your luggage is right there, right? Or is that their luggage?
That's their luggage. Literally, they had been there part of the photo shoot, which we didn't. Literally, as we came round the corner to get around the studios, I just, I think I recognise those two people.
I know those two.
and literally, we just had a 5-minute chat. Bits and pieces about Lego. I jokingly said something about on one of Matthew Ashton's posts about, and then we talked a bit about, I knew certain people through internet, like Flynn Richard from Tricky Bricks and stuff like that. And as I jokingly said to him, I said, and then I think I quickly mentioned, I said, at the moment, as you probably know, we got the Australian version on in Britain at the time. And I said, I said, when are we ever going to get British Lego Masters? And he basically just looked at me and went, and he said, I can't say, I don't think we will. So.
Oh, he actually said that. He actually said, I don't think we will.
He said, I would love to come back. He said, but at the moment, I think it's just literally easier for Channel 4, which is the broadcaster in this country that has Lego Masters America and Australia and did the original British one, It's
to
cheaper.
kind of rebroadcast our shows than to go through the whole production, because there is a lot with production.
And if anybody of you out there seen the British version, we
Mm-hmm.
were first. It was very different. No glitz and glamour. It was
Plus, it had kids on there too.
Kids teams, kids with their parents.
Yeah.
And then there's some great people who came from that. And the guy who designed
the brick consultant is from there. Yeah.
And the guy who designed the typewriter set, he won with his colleague series 2, or I can't think it's series 1 or 2. And so we were the first, and then everybody followed us. And then
I know that's what's kind of ironic about the whole thing, is that Lego Masters, the TV show, started in the UK. And then it branched out into Australia and to the United States and Germany and Netherlands and all these different countries. And yet you still haven't had a season 2 yet, if I understand right.
Season 3.
Season 3 is what is on hold. Okay.
Yeah. And I did apply for it. But that's like,
it'd be great to have the two of you on that for season 3.
Yeah.
If they allow children, because I think one of the things about the US version is that you have to be at least 18. And I think part of it is because they have you building for long hours. And I think with some of the restrictions for how many hours you can have kids on set, I think that's part of the reason. I don't know for sure, but I'm just speculating at the moment.
It's probably the way it is. But yeah, it's, you know, we were first. We did it. I think we had the first ever Christmas special with celebrities and some of the original contestants. I know America's got one coming up, and I think Australia's got one coming up. But we were the first.
We definitely have one coming up. we have an interesting lineup, because I was just talking to Remy about this, because we do the review shows, and Thanksgiving week there's a back-to-back episode. So we're going to have to do back-to-back review shows. So here's a preview, folks, for those of you who follow me regularly, that the 23rd and the 24th, which is the day before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Day, they're going to be running 2 episodes of Lego Masters. And then we're going to do our review shows on Thanksgiving Day. We agreed we're going to do this. Thanksgiving Day, we're going to review the first one. And that'll be at 10 in the morning. So before people gather for dinner. And then Friday, we'll do our regular time. But yeah, it's been super exciting. Now, Jayden, since you're back, how did you feel meeting Brickmaster Amy and Brickmaster Matt? Did you know who they were before you met them?
I think he probably knew. He had watched the American Lego Masters with me, but I think he did. I think when I told him who they were, he recognised them later on. But yeah, they were nice to Jayden. They talked to Jayden, and
right.
I think, and let's say you come on, Jayden. What can you remember of the shoot? It was quite a different shoot, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you look at the photograph, the top he has isn't the top we went in. Because basically, the thing Jayden will tell you, if he will tell you, one thing he didn't like was that we had to have makeup on.
Yes.
So we come straight from school, so it was quite a sunny day. So he had his school shirt on and a body warmer. And literally,
when we're going to take photos, we have to like put makeup on. First of all, I did a bit of makeup on, but then Dad, he has to. I have to wait like I don't know how to wait like maybe like 1 minute or maybe just a few seconds. It just for him to done his makeup.
Yeah, you were quick. They had to put a lot. They had to put a lot more on me.
Because I look beautiful, Dad looks ugly.
You didn't have too much makeup to put on, but your dad.
Yeah.
Did they also work on your hair as well for the photo shoot?
No, I think they just basically combed Jayden's and mine. They just put a bit of dryer and literally, and then they basically went, "Oh, here's your top." they went, "Oh, what sort of tops do you want to wear?" And we had to give them sizes, and they chose that pastel orange, pastel orange, and my one, it was like a rugby top, and I went, "Can I wear a jumper over the top of it, please, as well?" So in the end, it was like, "Okay, we'll give you that." So, and then and literally it was like, went in, and it was literally 10 minutes of posing,
of makeup,
and it was like 10 minutes. They did, the guy who was ranking, he said, "Do this." We put some music on. Jayden asked for one of his favourite songs. What song was that?
What we whip.
Whip. Should we nay? You know, Steve Lowe, I don't know if you know that one, but
oh, that's cool. So they put your favorite music on, set you up, and now you look pretty happy in this photo.
Yeah. And
but
yeah,
you said you were uncomfortable because of what you had to wear?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Basically, this was before we went into the photo shoot. So, but yeah, they put music on and they just said, "Do poses, do this." Let's say, I don't know how many photographs they took, and we saw a few afterwards.
Yeah, they probably don't let you do behind the scenes photos, do they?
And let's say the photographs we saw afterwards, they went, some of the, they quickly showed us, and they said, "We'll choose one we think is good." And they said, "We're probably out of this lot." And I went, "Well, they're all good." And there were some comedy ones, like the goat one. There was like the one where I was doing a Bart Homer and Bart, the old sort of thing.
Where you're like strangling him, and he's like, "Ah." Well, I think the photo that they chose of you is actually quite smart. And it's very, very cool. You have also this cool, with the crossed hands, with this kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very sweet. Now, are you, when you first saw this photo of the two of you, how did you feel when you first saw the promo ads come out?
I thought, Jayden, I had to send it to Jayden or to his mum and all that. When I first saw it, I thought, "Oh my God, I don't look that bad for Jayden." Jayden, I thought, and Jayden, I thought, oh, and then they sent us, they cut me and him separately. I thought Jayden just looked cheeky, sort of thing, but I thought that's typical Jay, sort of thing. And
yeah, I don't have the two of you queued up separately, but what they did is they pretty much took Photoshop and layered you together, and then they took the separate photos and then separated you out too, so they could do separate promos just on each of you.
And if anybody wants to, there is, I believe, the link for the 90 years, 90 builders is still on. The photographs, really nice photographs with many different people, many different backgrounds, some famous, which we didn't meet. The only people we met famous was Matthew and Amy. There's a couple of famous YouTubers, a footballer, and stuff like that, which we didn't meet them because they were either earlier on in the day or later on in the day. And we didn't meet them.
You just had to show up for your time slot, get your photos done, and then as you were leaving, Jamie and Amy, you ran into them, right?
Oh, when we got there, before we actually.
Oh, when you got there, they were leaving. Yeah. They were leaving, and then you came in.
Basically,
that's so cool.
Yeah, and then.
So let's talk a little bit about your world record.
Yeah,
because I think you said you have a stack you wanted to show us too.
Well, basically, it is as you probably show in a minute. It's interlocking plastic bricks, aka Lego. But when I achieved it, they couldn't use the trademark of the word Lego because it was quite. But it is Lego because even in the book when I eventually appeared, it says. But it's literally the rules were base plate, basic base plate. 2 by normal 2 by
4 bricks,
2 by 4 or bigger ones. There was no rules about bigger ones or smaller ones, and literally table. You had a load of bricks, a round board, one hand on the table, 1 minute, and literally one at a time, literally
with one hand.
One hand, and you had to stack like.
Yep.
And that was it. And
you got 48 total.
48 when I eventually achieved it. The story is people from England will know this. There's a place called Butlins, which is a holiday centre camp, which has like places to stay, swimming pools, activities, and they had a touring show called Guinness World Records Live, and we went on holiday at the time. This is before Jayden, and we went on holiday, and they were there, and it was like silly little world records, like coffee beans from a saucer to a cup with chopsticks in a minute.
Right.
2 people changing the bedding on a bunk bed.
Okay.
One of them was the Lego one. And I went, yeah, I could do that. Thinking, oh, this is really easy. And I did it. I went on, got through the qualifying, and they said, well, you're going to go upstage and do it in front of most of the people. And there's no photo evidence. This is the problem. There is no photo evidence because my mum and the rest of my family at the time forgot to take photos. So literally, I went up, tried the thing, and I got to the record, which was at the time 47.
Oh.
And literally, and then the rules were you had to do it one at a time. If it fell over, so if it got there and then fell over, you couldn't just carry on. You couldn't pre-stack. I got to 47, and then the host of the show, which is a red coat, which is quite famous. They're these guys who, cheer up the crowd and they're called red coats. It's quite famous in Britain. A lot of famous people became red coats, started as red coats and became famous afterwards. And he actually said after, this was in the first part of the show, he said, I think you can do it. And I'm desperate for the site to have one of the records because there were 3 sites in the country, and at the time, Guiness, shout out to Guiness, hadn't got any of the records. All the other sites had them, and Guiness was lacking behind. And he said, "I think you could do it. Do you think you can do it?" And I went, "Oh yeah, I can do this." And he said, "We're going to talk to the proper judge. If you ever seen Guinness World Records, it was a proper person. It was a nice lady, blazer, clipboard, stopwatch, everything." And we went for it. And she said, yeah, you can come back on the second part of the show and do it again. And so basically for another half an hour, I was practicing round the back of the stage.
Oh, so you actually had to do this twice.
Yes. So I had to do it in practice.
Okay.
When people were volunteering to go up and practice, before the show started.
Right.
So, and then they chose a few people who got high, including myself. And then we basically we'll put you on stage with the other 3. There were 3 of us at the time. Those guys didn't get anywhere near. I did. And then literally the red coat was so desperate. He said, right, we're going to practice. So we went round the back, made sure we had the perfect bricks, made sure everything was sorted. And half an hour later, went back on stage. And literally they said, oh, what, you remember Chris from the last part of the show? He's record. This is typical build up. He's promised he can do it. And we want him to do it because, and as he said, Skegness has not got a record and we want a record and we go for it. So literally went up and I thought, oh, this is not good. I'm not going to, and it's not easy. If anybody ever tries and do it, and I have shown people.
So are you going to tell us your technique?
Technique is simple. When I've done this before, base plate is the most important. You want a good base plate. But everybody thinks, 2x4 bricks. It's easier to go, use these ones first. No, this is the key. The stronger the base and quicker there, because it's less chance of
Right.
rocking
So you
over.
started with the larger bricks at the bottom
Yeah.
and then started stacking. Now, were you interlocking them so that they clutched, or did they
Well,
just stand on top of each other?
literally, it could. They weren't. The one trick I found was you can see there they're not. They are locked, but they're not
But
locked
not
well.
completely locked.
They're not locked well. And I'll tell you, when I did it, it
Uh-huh.
was pretty bad. It literally was. It was better than this, but you see,
Well, it's hard because you're holding it with one hand
Yeah.
instead of being on a desk.
yeah, but
But
literally,
I think that's probably the key is that
Yeah.
most people would, especially if you're into Lego, right? You stack them together. Yeah. Did you have a comment, Jayden?
What do you want to say? Which
Base.
Jayden's helped me with this challenge at other
Uh-huh.
places. 'Cause- haven't we? Yeah.
Well, basically, firstly, when I was at like Granny's, and then you went to like that place that I don't know what it's called, but then there's like whole of Lego, and then I saw my father doing that challenge about of doing it with
Yeah.
only using one hand, and then I tried it, and then
Yeah, you did it well. You did it
yeah,
well.
I did well, and yeah, I just
Let's say I after this I thought after I got the challenge and I did, and let's say a quick sort of did the challenge, got, and let's say it looked really awful. It looked all bent, but it stood.
As
And
long as it was attached.
As long as it was attached, it didn't have to look pretty. It didn't
Right.
have to be perfect. If it was stayed up after a minute, at the end of the minute, they counted it, and literally, the red coat was with me. The judge, the official Guinness World Records person, counted it, and literally, the red coat whispered to me. He said, "I think you've done it because I was counting," and I said,
Uh-huh.
I've not done this." And literally, the adjudicator says, "I have just, and I can confirm, new world record." And literally, I couldn't believe it. The audience couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I'm a world record holder, and it's just the most obscure world records. I didn't set out.
It doesn't matter that it's obscure. It doesn't matter that it's obscure. It's a world record, and other people have probably tried it too, and they still haven't beat your record yet, right?
No.
Oh, hoy, hoy, Brick Deadeye. Good to have you here.
Hello. But what I've done since is I've done it with my Cubs, because I'm a Cub Scout leader. We do little challenges. Nobody's ever got close. Everybody thinks, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. One of the young leaders who's like one of the older Cub Scouts who becomes back and helps, he's got close. But one of the big things I have done, and I do promote this a bit, and is I have been to Lego shows to display myself. I do build. But one thing I have offered, and I've done it at my local one and a few others, is I offer to do this challenge, but not for me, for the members of the public.
Right. To see if who can beat you, right?
Who can beat me. And I've done it before where I break it down into age groups. There's youngsters up to a certain age, older ones, and then adults. And literally what I agree with because I always try and seem to do Lego shows that make money for charity. I don't do big ones that are people have to pay to get they still have to pay to get in, but these are not ones that are just there to show. It's usually show, and we run a competition, like pay £1 or $1 maybe, or I don't know what it'd be in the exchange rate in America. Have a go. If you're at the end of the show, you're the highest in your age group, you win a prize. You win a Lego set or something. And over the time, people think, I can do this, and they do it, and they're coming, and it's a little sort of thing, a little extra, instead of just looking and buying Lego and looking at models, which are excellent, and people stuff it. It's just something to have a go. And
Right.
And,
Try it. See if you can. And then they get photo ops with you. They could say, I have a photo with the world record holder.
People ask for photographs. I just usually don't. I don't. It's like, well, why do you want a photograph with me?
Because that is the plaque you actually got, right?
Yeah.
This plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish, like I said, next time I'll do a better job on the visuals. I know that's kind of hard to see, but it does say the interlocking bricks, that 48 with one hand in 1 minute.
Mm.
And the last photo that I have here is this one, which is actually from the book, right?
Yeah.
That you had mentioned.
It's the 2017.
Mm-hmm.
The record was achieved in Boxing Day 2011, 26th of December. So it was on holiday for Christmas. And I appeared on the website, and it's still there. So if anybody goes onto the Guinness World Records and especially typing interlocking, you'll find me. And
Right.
I didn't know, and they said, "Oh, we can't put everything in the book. You be on the website, you got the certificate, hey presto."
Can you show that book again?
Yeah.
There we go.
2017.
Because you were really small in the other one. 2017 Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
But you had that record before 2017 though.
2011.
2011.
2011 Boxing Day. That's when I achieved. And I honestly, this is a true story. I didn't know they had put me in the book until one night at my cub group I was at. One of my cubs said, "Baloo," that's my cub name, because as some people know, that scout leaders in cubs, in Britain mainly, we have Jungle Book names. So Arcada, Baloo, Shere Khan, stuff like that. And
so you're Blue.
I'm Baloo. Typical Baloo the bear. So
Baloo the bear. Okay.
Yeah. He said, you are in, your Lego thing? I went, yes, because I had done it with the Cubs. They like to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
He said, you're in the book, don't you? I went, really? I'm not in the book. I've never been in the book. And he said, yes, you are. So next week he brings this along, his copy, and I went, you're in it? And I went, they never told me. And then I had to go and buy a copy. And then it's like, but I've never appeared in it again. I've looked every year since, and there's so many records in Lego and records, and there's better records than mine. I think this year's one. But
you still have the record since 2011, and nobody has beaten you yet.
No, nobody's
even though you've tried for charity to encourage people to try to beat you, but it still hasn't happened. So you should be so proud of that. I mean, that's 2011. That's like 11 years you've held the record.
Yeah, 11
years. That's amazing.
One day somebody will beat me. And, people say to me, what happens if they beat you? I went, good luck. Because good luck.
That doesn't take away from the plaque that you have, which is amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have about 10 more minutes. I wanted to just ask the two of you. So Jayden, what is your favorite theme as far as when you're working with Lego? What is it that you like to do?
Minecraft. I've been playing. So I saw when I saw some things, and I found this. It was like it's like Minecraft, but I don't know what it. But then I don't know what it is, but it's just like blocks and everything. And then because firstly they have trees. Because in real life, when you're going to break a tree, it just falls down. But in Minecraft, they just float. It's just a game.
Yeah, he loves Minecraft. So when Minecraft Lego. The other thing he does like is the Mario stuff as well.
The video games.
The video games as well as the Lego. We have got some of that. But he will pick up blocks when I've got stuff lying around and, tinker and do mocks, And funny enough, this year when I went back to a Lego show, COVID, a local one, where funny enough, you probably met Matthew for the first time in the flesh. He came up and
yes, you met Matthew, and in fact, Matthew has a question. Before I ask his question, hello GLS, thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate that. So Matthew asks, what is your favorite set and minifigure, or what are your favorite sets and minifigures?
Jayden will probably say Minecraft, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and this one is Mario, and then I've got this.
Mario.
I love how Mario, when you set him down, like he's falling asleep.
Oops!
Oh.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Also, if it's got like
he does love this, and
he's going to go get some more. But so the Mario figure, and then you said the Minecraft sets is what he likes to do.
Yes, he loves those.
I have a couple Minecraft sets I've done for Thrifty Thursday.
Yeah.
I did the horse stable. I did the bee keeper.
But yeah.
And what do you have there, Jayden?
Oh, he's got a Luigi. With
Luigi. Okay.
To
suck the ghosts from the Luigi's Mansion. Yeah,
right, with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Chris?
Me, sets. Well, there is some sets. My living room and my house, my flat is. You probably can see a few behind me. You can see the Home Alone house.
Okay, the Home Alone house. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. I've got you probably can see up there. I've got the Batwing.
The Batwing, yes.
But I'm a wide range person. There's some sets I will, certain things I like, certain things I don't like. But my figures. Because I do archery. Because I do archery through the Scouts. I decided many years ago to try and get every archery figure Lego's ever done.
Oh yeah, I have that Minecraft archery figure, the one with it's got the lavender bow.
Yeah.
Yes, I have that. It's a skeleton on a horse, right?
Yeah, and then I've displayed it with all my I've got tried to get every archer from different things. So I've got Hawkeyes, I've got Ulysses, got Minecraft, got Ninjago, and then if you can get me that set there, Jayden, the animal. Now the animal there, the black brown blue thing there. I bought a set for just one reason, because it's an archer. Bought one set just for the figure, which is I know it's a bit sad, but got the new.
Oh yes, the Avatar set.
Avatar set, yeah. So
nice.
It goes with my collection.
That is a nice bow and arrow too.
But no, I'm a bit of a. when I got back into it, I bought usual sets. I have bought the normal sets, but the reason, as probably a few people might realise, why is my Instagram separator guy? Because when I first got back into Lego, I joined a group and we had build-offs. And at the time, I didn't really have much Lego. I had basically what sets, bits and pieces that were left over from sets. And I got a habit of building in competitions using one particular item, which is the humble brick separator. I use it as wings, I use it as catapults, and the joke was everybody knew my builds in my build-off because I had a brick separator, and everybody said, "Oh, that's Chris. He's builds with brick separators." So so basically, I started getting known as the guy that builds with brick separators.
Right.
And then literally, and one of the big things I did was I built. I didn't win the competition. I built brick separator. I built a bridge, and there's a famous bridge in Scotland called the Forth Railway Bridge, and I built it very quickly, with brick separators. And afterwards, somebody said, "Oh, you could do that much better." So I will show you probably my favourite mock I've ever built. Which
Oh, look at that.
it's it is the 4th railway bridge with brick separator. I know people are going to go, oh, there's some illegal techniques in there, but yeah, literally.
Well, this is what you're known for, right?
Yes, I build with brick separators, and that's why when I went onto Instagram, I thought I'll put that as my ID, and
right.
so I know.
And we'll share that with people in just a moment. So since you have that up in your full screen, what is your favorite theme? Is it? Ooh. You said you do a lot, and you showed us the Home Alone set, and you showed us the Batwing.
Yeah, I probably would say I haven't got a favorite theme. I drop into everything. I do have Star Wars. I do have a little bit of Harry Potter. I do have a little bit of classic space. I do have a little bit of castle. I do have a bit of a lot of ideas sets. I have a lot of the larger vehicles and a few of the speed champion stuff. I wouldn't say I have friend sets. I might have touched on that.
That's just not your genre. That's fine.
But I'm, it's very.
You appreciate so many sets. That's okay. And I guess Matthew had also asked about a minifig. Would that Avatar minifig be your favorite at the moment?
It's my newest one. So, and it goes with my collection, which I have put photographs online of my collection. Literally, I built a stack in like a display stairs, and I've put all the minifigs that have ever had on it. And there is some on there that aren't official Lego, but they are characters that would use a bow. Like there is a Lara Croft character done in minifig. She uses a bow. She goes on there, and and then, but I've got like original castle. I've got some of the the original natives from the pirate, the islanders from the pirates on there.
Yes, the islanders are awesome.
Yeah.
Now here's another question from GLS.
Yeah.
Do you build with every type of brick separator? So I think there are like 5 different ones, right? So do you build with all of them?
I have tried. I've got some of the new larger ones from the art
sets. Like the ones for the Dot series, yeah.
Yeah, I have got some of the old ones. And funny enough, my Lego when I did my Lego show back in April, which Where's the Brick, which is on next year, I did use them, and I, as you probably know this, I made clickies of all.
Yes. Clickies, for those of you who don't know, are brick separators with eyes attached. And many people have seen clickies around. Well, I want to say this has been so delightful for you both to join on the show. And I know for those of you who are regular followers of mine, I normally don't stream on Saturdays, but I will be for the next 2 months. And today I also have, the reason why we have to cut it a little bit short is I have a lug meeting that I need to be at in 10 minutes. But I wanted to just say, do you have any closing comments for anybody who may be watching? Well, Jayden, do you have anything you want to say to anybody, like your friends who might be watching?
Do you want to say hello to your friends?
Hi, friends. If you're watching this,
see you at school on Monday.
See you at school on Monday. I will talk to like some of my friends and also my teacher.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
How about you, Chris? Any closing comments?
Just basically, thanks for watching. If you see me around out there on the Lego show, especially in Britain, say hello. And
I hope to meet you in person someday. Yes. And we'll have another follow-up session, I'm sure. Yeah. If I'm ever in the UK, I will definitely let you and Matthew and others know. And thank you, everybody who's been in the chat. Thank you, GLS. Thank you, Matthew Builds Bricks and Sally. Also, a little scrap, Brick Jedi. Anybody who's been hanging out with us today, really appreciate all your support. Because if you want to, by the way, if you wanted to follow Chris, we have his ID, which is CJ_Chris or Chalice_separator_guy on Instagram. And that's why the whole story about his particular handle. And you're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Thank you, everybody. Please like and subscribe to the stream. Surprisingly, my numbers are going up, which is awesome. So thank you for all your support. If you do want to send any kind of snail mail, you can send it to the Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. And yes, maybe we should do a UK show. Maybe we will. You know, I should collect several people from the UK and we can just have like UK builders. So builder insights from UK builders. I like that. That's a great idea, Matthew. And since I'm doing these on Saturdays now, a little earlier, that might actually work for everybody. So thank you again, everybody. It's been great. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, thank you again. And may the clutch be with you. Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
See you.